Maccabees TV. We here at the Israelite Summit in Chicago. We out here, and I'm out here with two veterans, man. Two brothers that go back a long, long, long way in Israel. Some of you brothers and sisters may know these brothers, some of you may not, especially the elder on the right, man. The elder on the right is, listen, man, this brother's doing his thing in Israel. But a lot of y'all don't know this brother because the brother is very humble. Very humble. So on the right-hand side, introduce yourself and tell the people who you are, brother.
Hey, shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Yahweh. Name is Elder Zaqan. Came in 1 West 1989, through 1 West, through Sons of Thunder, through the House of David. And now we're down here. Now I'm down here in Raleigh, North Carolina. I got a camp in Raleigh.
So the brother came into the truth in 1989, brothers and sisters, and still enduring and here at the summit in Chicago all these years later. All praise to the Most High. And of course, my brother right here, of course, you know what I'm saying, introduce yourself to the family that don't know you.
Lawyer.
All right.
Since 1992.
92 Israelite.
1 West, 125th Street.
All praise to the Most High.
That's right. You know, from there, House of David. From the House of David, Hayashua al-Kanaz. From Hayashua al-Kanaz to the Apostles of Jerusalem. So,
all praises to the Most High. So I walked up on you two brothers, and y'all brothers were having a conversation about the old school of 1 West, and you know what it took for certain brothers to actually make it through that curriculum, because that curriculum is unlike anything that even today exists. That's to be honest. Now, you know, I'm gonna start with you, Elder Mathathyawah. You know what I'm saying? A lot of programs now, a lot of schools, they have like a 6-month program in order to graduate. How long was the troop program in 1 West when we was in it? How long was that?
It was 2 years.
It was 2 years.
But see, not only was it 2 years, it was 5 days a week.
And it was how many days a week?
5 days a week.
5 days a week, 2 years.
When the scriptures talks about losing your life to this, you know, losing your life to the world, but living in your house, that's what we did, because the days were Saturday all day. Because remember, we had to go to Ariad's class 7 a.m. You know, we coming back from camp 11, 12.
That's right.
But then us, because we were troopers,
that's right,
we had to be back at 9 a.m. the next day.
That's right.
Now remember me, I used to deal with the younger men down at Central Park. So and I had to march the younger men back up. So I had to be at 8 o'clock.
Right.
From on Sunday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. So from Saturday, 7 a.m.
And I actually remember that.
to
I
12.
remember that.
Then I had to be back at the school, and then you know how them trains was running back then. None of us really had cars. Everything was going local.
Right.
From 125th Street back to Brooklyn.
After midnight, all the subways in New York go local, man.
And they don't come.
And they don't come very often, man. So you're getting home all times, hours.
Those 2 years were the best years of my life.
That's a fact.
Because I understood how to love brothers.
That's right.
I understood how to really love brothers in the spirit of Yahushua. So it was a blessing, you know, that 2-year period. Because like I said, it was Saturday all day, Sunday all day. We had no lives in this world, but because our lives were committed to Yahushua. That's right. Tuesdays and Thursdays was mandatory. Then you had to pick a day on your own where you volunteered to go, which was either Monday, Wednesdays, or Fridays. And after a while, you didn't care. You just was up there all the time.
Right.
Because you loved your brothers.
That's right.
As you loved yourself.
That's right.
That's right.
So, you know, when a lot of brothers talk about the old school, it's funny that their schools pattern themselves after the old school.
That's a fact.
But you don't understand. Back then, our leaders, they were born in a generation that was militant.
Right.
The Black Power movement and things like that.
Right.
These men were Hebrews. A lot of people don't realize the Hebrews were on that front line of the Black Power movements too.
That's right.
They're just not spoken about. Why? Why would you speak about people teaching the truth?
That's right.
So you can speak about the Black Panthers and the King movement, but the Black Hebrews is on it side by side with them people too.
That's right.
You understand? So they came out of that generation. So 1 West was militant.
Right. Very.
It was a lot of tough love that went on.
Very.
A lot of tough love. So when brothers talk about, yeah, well, if I was back there, you would have did nothing.
You wouldn't have did
You probably
nothing.
would have cried, got your feelings hurt, and left the truth.
And like a lot of dudes did, let's keep it a buck.
Right.
Now, you know, you and I we came in 92. We have Elder Zaqan that came in 89, so you got us beat by 3 years, man.
That's not a long time.
Yeah, but it's enough, man. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm gonna drop a bomb on you. When I came to Israel, it was actually only about 30 brothers in 1 West, you know, that was diligently doing the work. And there was only 2 camps. There was the elders camp on 44th and Broadway, and then you had the Brooklyn camp. So in 1989, there was no Jersey camp, there was no Boston, there was no California. It was just New York, and that was it. And it was only 1 school, and that was it. Now, the brothers that was there, you had Ariad, you had Marshall, and them brothers there. Them brothers, man, they'll put you in your place quick.
Exactly.
I remember, matter of fact, Yaquab, which is Ariel's dad, man, I remember the very first day I came up to the school, he got on me because I didn't have a pencil.
Yeah.
So he got on me. He said, young man, he said, you don't got no pencil? Nothing to write with? I said, nah, no sir. I said, no. Matter of fact, Lahab was teaching that Monday. I said, no. I said, no sir. I said, no sir. He said, brother, don't never come to class without no, because next time I'm gonna throw you up out of here. It's real facts. And he handed me a pencil and he handed me a pad, and I carried that pad around with me inside my bag up until last year, and I lost it. I carried that pad around me in my bag for 29 years, and I lost it. I was hurt. I lost a lot of sleep behind that.
Oh, praise to the Most High, man. So talk a little bit about the school back to when you came in 1989, man. What was it like?
It was rough. It was rough. You know, them brothers, man, they was rough, but they showed a lot of love. You know, contrary to what a lot of brothers believe and talk about the old One West, them brothers loved us, man. Them brothers loved us. They was like fathers and big brothers to us, man. It wasn't a time, I know when I left about it, brother asked me if I had any car fare. Brother, sometimes used to ask me, you have enough money in your pocket, brother? You okay? You all right? You want something to eat? That was the kind of love that them brothers showed. And they was rough at the same time also. It was nothing personal, man. It was like you loved being around those men for the spirit that they had on them, the shy and sharp. And them brothers like that, Lahab would come to you, man, and check you hard. But you loved it. But you loved it, though, man. And that pretty much made us the men that we are today. A lot of men out here today are sensitive, man, get over their emotions and cry, man. You try being back then in One West, and them brothers literally, they would step to you, brother, smack you, punch you in your chest. That's right, Art. That's right. That's right.
Like, and to go on top of what you said, during that, like I explained to you earlier, my dad wasn't around during that time period.
Come.
So here it is. These men were my dad's age.
That's right,
coming the truth.
That's right.
So it filled that void. Plus they had the knowledge.
Yep.
So I was like, yo,
right.
I love this.
That's right, Art.
So, you know, the scriptures talks about wearing out, being at the ancient feet. I didn't even want to say that. I want to listen to their stories.
And let me say this too, contrary,
right.
And contrary to belief, you got a lot of brothers out there, man, that say a lot of stuff about brothers in One West, they did certain things and versus what they didn't, and versus what they didn't do. Them brothers, man, let me tell you something. Them brothers, man, they had a lot of love for us, man. It's just that the latter times, you know, a little bit more finances came in, and then brothers, they kind of lost track of everything. Certain brothers was mismanaging the money and everything, and brothers start pointing fingers at you did this, you did that, but they didn't know how to handle it, and they don't know how to counsel one another. Everybody just split up and said, okay, well, I'm leaving. Instead of the brothers just sitting down, okay, and just basically counseling one another and say, look, just don't do it again. All right, everybody just split.
And see, and even with that, like in every congregation, you're gonna have a lot going on. No congregation can sit there and say that they don't have sin amongst their or evil amongst their congregation. Schism. So even with that, right? That should show you what not to do. Right. And that's what it showed us.
Right, absolutely.
Like even that's what the Mashara Yashara is all about. That's what the Maccabees Alliance Council is about.
Big up to the Maccabees Alliance. I love y'all brothers.
To the West Coast. First time going out there to the Give concert with those brothers out there. These things are about unity.
That's right.
Promote unity. And let me just say this, right? Because like I brought out to Barak, I brought out the Quran as an album. I can remember the list we used to have curses we used to send up on people. And some of them curses was against men that didn't believe in the house, but they knew the Hebrew. But check this out. To show that we've learned from the mistakes of our predecessors. The last Mashara Yashara was hosted by who? Some of the same brothers that we was ignorantly cursing. Because we had, that whole split was about the Most High picking them in. He wanted to reach.
That's right.
He wanted to take to the next level.
That's right.
And the ones that weren't sincere, they stayed behind.
I'm gonna drop a bomb on brothers too, man. It was a brother by the name of Ionash and the Sons of Thunder. I told you the story on the telephone. The brother, when we used to go out on Wednesdays, it was Yashuan, Ionash, Abaya, myself, Shemshuan, and Ben and Barak used to come later on after work.
What year was this about?
Man, this was 1990.
Okay.
Ionash used to come out to camp all the time because he didn't know how to tie a turban. And I used to tease him all the time because he used to just wear the braids at camp. I was like, you better learn how to tie a turban. I used to crack up laughing at him all the time, right? So what he did, he went around the corner and he bought a paisley rag on his head. And so he said, "Is this better, Zaqan?" So when he came back to the camp, I laughed even harder. I said, man, that looked crazy, man. It was a black one. I said, man, that's even crazy. And I laughed at him all the way till we got back to Brooklyn. So the next Wednesday when we got out the camp, he went around the corner and he bought a silk scarf. And then I said, that's a little bit better. I said, but you got to put a hole in that, man. So he took his fingers, he took a knife and jigged it in the middle and ripped it. So check this out, here it comes. So he put the scarf on and he looked a lot better, more uniform in the camp. So I stopped laughing at him. When we got back to our spot, which was on Buffalo Avenue, the brother just sat there and he started stunting up the scarf. He started stunting it up. He started stunting the scarf up. There you go. He started stunting the scarf up. And then I remember Yashwan said, damn, Mark, he said, that looked pretty cool, man. It looked all right. The next month, the brother went even further, Brother Dunyala. He put a shield on. He put a shield, cut it out, put a shield on it. And that was the birth of the scars right there.
Brothers, this is history.
Not too many brothers know that. That brother Inash,
that
brother Inash was the father of the scarves, man.
I still have my green scarf.
And what happened was that the scarves looked so good, we started mass producing them on DeKalb Avenue. Then we started going to One West. We introduced the scarves to One West.
Y'all was the first one.
There you go. And then everybody, and we was giving them out for free. We was giving them out for free until we started charging them. And then Yashwan said, nah, we got to start charging brothers these scarves.
Y'all was the first camp that I watched. So because I was in front of Conway. I was working Conway.
There you go. So now
when I put them pirate scarves, we go the pirate scarves.
There you go.
Then y'all bought the pirate shirts to go with
the pirate scarves, right? And so when brothers start wearing the scarves,
the pirate Israelites too.
That's right. So now brothers wear scarves. They're a little bit more elaborate, a little more studded up. They don't know the history of actually where the scarves came from.
Still got my green scarf.
I tease that, brother. I laughed at brother the scarf, so he went around the corner and bought one. Ripped a hole in it with his finger, Dunyala.
Oh, that's
ripped it open. I said, that looked a little bit better.
That's history.
That's history.
Yeah, that's it.
I remember because y'all had the hat, y'all had the scarves. Then y'all probably started making the pirate t-shirts.
There you go.
There you go.
Yo, man, it's funny because I just interviewed Karab, who used to be called Arad Karab. Yeah, and he told me how the whole Kwam Yashala thing came about.
Wow.
Because the Most High used him. Arad Karab is the one that introduced Kwam Yashala to Israel. Yes.
Really?
Yes. He's the one that introduced the Kwam Yashala came from Arad Karab, man.
Wow.
And he broke the story down. Yes. And some of the very camps that's telling us that we not in the truth no more is using that still.
Wow. I got another bomb.
Yeah.
I remember when I had came in One West and I quit my job, and you can ask my cousin Ashad this, he can vouch for this. I started selling oil back in 1989, and we was going out to Queens and we started going out to 44th and Broadway. And I remember Yashwan used to always want me to come out on Fridays, and I was like, I'll come out if I could bring my oil table and sell. I ain't got no money. So he liked the idea of how I used to set my table up. And so he said, how much money did you make off that oil table? I said, about $100, man. He said, damn, you made that much money? He said, I don't remember that. So what he did, he told me the next week, he said, could you set up a table just like that downtown Brooklyn, the oil table, and set it up with the paper cloth and all that and this and that? And I said, yeah, I can do that, man, with the labels on and everything. Well, there go the oil tables right there. There go the oil tables right there. From that right there, the Sons of Thunder started selling the oil, and I hooked up the oil tables, and then it started becoming incorporated.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Let me give you a little testimony of my own, right?
There you go.
Let me tell you a little testimony of my own.
Tell it, brother.
A lot of brothers that came into the truth, like myself in '92, when we came in, we didn't have no jobs.
Right.
So brothers was being put on the oil tables or the sewing department and stuff like that. To be able to sustain themselves because brothers didn't have jobs, and that's all from you starting that whole thing with the oil table. Like brothers don't know this history, they don't know.
That's another thing too. Like you couldn't be up in Israel and not work.
That's right.
They
let you go on the oil table. You did something.
That's right.
Or you gonna do something to generate some money.
Yeah, man.
Because they wasn't allowed. Again, men had to be men.
That's right.
They were showing us how to be men.
That's right.
So and not only that. See, a lot of people when they hear the stories in One West, they hear the fifth generation story.
Right.
From somebody who was never there.
Was never there.
Even when you got brothers talking about, representing One West, how you do? I never knew you. Like, especially from the Truth program is incorporated in 1993.
That's right.
I know everybody
that was in there.
Everybody that was in there.
We found it because
I took the attendance.
Hey, brethren, every Trooper program, every Hebrew Academy, everything, we started that. That shit comes from us. That's a fact. We were the first class.
That's right.
We were the attendance takers.
You're absolutely correct.
We were the attendance takers.
Hey, listen, I got a story. I got a story for you. When I came in '89, I remember, I think it was back in December. Brothers was having like a council one day, right, up in One West, and they said the council's like once a month. And the brothers had said that they said, man, they said y'all didn't hear what happened out there in 44th and Broadway. I was like, nah, what happened? You know, I'm a little pipsqueak. You know what I'm saying? I'm a young little pipsqueak. So they told the story in council. They said when they was out, and y'all probably might have heard this. They said when they was out on 44th and Broadway, they said Kazakh was coming in the camp, and Yeshaya, and it was Yeshaya, Mashal Shah, I think Yohanan Lahab, all of them was in the camp, the Brotherhood brothers. And so they said Kazakh was real quiet. Kazakh wasn't saying nothing. He wasn't saying. This is a true story. They said Kazakh wasn't saying nothing. Wasn't saying nothing. So Yeshaya looked at Kazakh and said, "Damn, Kazakh, hey Shalom, you know how you doing?" He just went like that to him. And Kazakh said, "Damn, you about 25 years younger. How what you doing?" And so he just went around the corner. You know, that's what he was the bathroom, man. It's a true story. He went around the corner. They said Kazakh must be going to the bathroom. So they saw him walk into the bathroom and he turned the corner. They said about 3 minutes later, Kazakh was coming from the other side. And then he was coming with some bags. And then Yeshaya said, "Damn," Mom said, "Damn, you do just go around the corner." Kazakh said, "What you talking about, Kazakh said, what you talking about?" He said, "I just got off work."
Exactly.
Everybody in the camp turned white. Mashal, Lahab, everybody verified that story. Wow. They said that was an angel, man.
Wow.
They said it was an angel. Didn't say nothing. Just was in the camp saying nothing. Skin clean, clear, nothing. They said he went around the corner. 5 minutes later, the real Kazakh showed up with bags. Set the bags down in the camp, and Shai said, "Damn, you went that way, now you're coming this way."
Right.
And he said, he said, "I don't understand." He said, "Yeah, you know, saluted everybody." I said, "I'm just getting off work."
Right.
And he had on different clothes.
Wow. Hey, brothers, man, we gotta get some more interviews, man. You gonna be there tomorrow, Zaqan?
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow we gonna get another one.
Yes, sir.
Because Israel has a short attention span.
I appreciate you.
I got the old
You already
tape.
know.
And I got the old tape when brothers was up in the camp, and the chariot was on the building.
Wow.
And the joint, they was, as the camp was going on, they was seeing the chariot trip up off. Wow. I got them on cassette. That's it.
Yeah, man. We're gonna give y'all some more stories tomorrow, Israel. All praise to the Most High, man. These are two veterans, man. All praises to the Most High. Yahweh Shai for yeah, and we appreciate you, Elder Zaqan, as well. You as well, Elder Mathath. All praise to the Most High. See y'all brothers tomorrow. Shalom.